Hey guys, so in today's video we are going to be talking about something that I'm sure many of you have been curious about for a very long time if you've been with me for a while. Um, we're going to talk about my teeth. um, I think a lot of you have probably wondered for a long time why I don't do anything about my teeth being stained, discolored, whatever. They're not white. Um, and so we're going to talk about that today. I got a comment quite a while ago now, and somebody said, instead of spending so much makeup money on makeup, why don't you go to a dentist and do something about your rotten teeth? My teeth are not rotten, they are stained. I drink black tea and black coffee, and when you do that, it stains the hell out of your teeth and it just gets worse and worse over time. Well, years ago, I used some whitening strips and had a very bad experience. Even though I followed the instructions to the letter, it burned my gums and it scared me so bad that it just put me off whitening my teeth in any shape or form. Well, the other day, I was brushing my teeth and I was noticing that the stain was really almost on a next level. And I said to myself, I've got to do something about this. There's got to be something out there that won't burn my gums, that will be safe, that I can do. And that's where this came in. Equate Multi-Action Whitening Rinse in Clean Mint or Lustrous White. Equate is a Walmart brand. This is only $3 and change, and you can use this up to twice a day, but they don't recommend you use it more than that. And you just rinse, just swish it around in your mouth for 60 seconds and spit it out. And that's all there is to it. So I used it when I bought it about 3 days ago, and it feels funny, like you get like a tingling sensation, but it didn't burn my gums and it didn't hurt. And I said, oh, okay, well, let's continue with this. But because of my bad experience with whitening products in the past, I didn't use it a second time that day. I said, let's do it once a day and just see what happens. Well, on the second day, I just had a thought pop into my mind. I don't know why, but when I used it the second time, I thought, I wonder what would happen if I took my toothbrush and just very gently went over some of the stain behind my bottom teeth is where the worst staining is. It's really brown and really accumulated in there. So I very gently took my toothbrush and just brushed a little bit after I had spit out the whitening rinse and was shocked to see that a lot of the stain came off when I did that. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. So today is day number 3. I did the same thing. After I had my tea this morning, I drink a big thermos of black tea every morning. I don't know how people live without caffeine. I really don't, because I can't function without it. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like a zombie. Of course, I have sleep problems, so that's why I need it to get going in the morning because I don't usually get a good night's sleep. So I've cut back way back on my tea consumption. I have no more than 2 cups a day or 2 little small thermoses. But anyways, that's getting off topic here. So when I used this again this morning, after I spit it out, I took my toothbrush and I went over the stain again. And instead of just going behind my teeth, I also went on the surface of my teeth, just very gently with the toothbrush. And I could actually see when I spit in the sink, I could see that a lot of the stain had come off. So this is amazing, you guys. And it tastes very, very minty, so it doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn my gums. Now, what's going to happen over time, I don't know. But for the moment, you know, I've used it 3 days in a row now, haven't had any adverse effects. And I'm very careful to make sure I spit it all out because it says on the back, if you swallow this to, you know, contact Poison Control Center and everything. So you definitely don't want to swallow any of this. But this has made a huge difference now. You don't see a difference because the staining is so bad. But I have a feeling if I continue to use this day after day, I think over time it will whiten my teeth. But it's going to take time. I mean, you know what they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. This stain didn't accumulate in one day, so it's not going to disappear in one day. But I feel good about it because it's not expensive. It doesn't involve going to a dentist, and it's doing the job. So if you are somebody who is in this situation where you have really stained teeth, but you've tried whitening strips and had a bad experience, I strongly recommend this. And I think it's going to make a difference. So that is that. And so in case you were ever curious, it's staining. My teeth aren't rotten, they're just stained. But yeah, black tea or black coffee will do that. Um, I I guess that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.